Today, at the ITTF Mixed Team World Cup, Team China will play against Team Korea semifinal. Normally, Team China will win. In the final, it could be Team China versus Team Japan. In the semifinal, Team Germany plays against Team Japan. Who will win? Let's watch the previous encounter between the two teams.
Encounter. We expect thrills. We expect the best table tennis that one would get to see. Fireworks all round. Diwali is coming soon, but Sachin, I think the celebration of table tennis has ensured that Diwali has come early here in Bhubaneswar.
I would say from the firecracker point of view, this entire match, maybe from the fixtures point of view, it is called as a semi-final. But this is a clash of titans. This is no less than a final. You would see the best of the best here. They are the top 10 pairs in the world. The best of the best. Silver medalists, gold medalists, everyone. You're going to be seeing them here onto the stage. Mr. Vipin Mehra, the highest rank umpire from India, taking on the lead position from his Hawkeye. What an excitement. I am just having a goosebump at this moment. The warm-up rallies have become, I can tell you, Nishad, if they are allowed to just play warm-up volleys only, they will not miss the ball. They have perfected this art so well over a period of years. And look at that roar, the sign of Harimoto, the signature.
Before seeing him in person here in Bhubaneswar, I had seen him on YouTube and television obviously, and particularly was fascinated by his practice regime. Just the way that he continues to roar, continues to give it his all. And now here's what it is like, he is 22 years old, has already achieved a lot, yet people think that he may not have achieved as much as people thought that they would be. They've just set such high expectations, but he's already an Olympic bronze medalist back in 2020. He has won medals in other events as well. Give him time. He's only 22 years old and he would quite possibly achieve a lot more than what people expect. He's still got a lot of time in front of him. On the other hand, you've got Liang Jingkun, another fantastic player who hasn't tasted glory in the Olympics but has been very consistent in the World Championships, World Cup, Asian Games and the Asian Championships. So, this is definitely a clash of the titans. But Sachin, here are a few statistics for you and then I will bring you into this discussion. These two have played each other 9 times. Tomokazu Harimoto has prevailed on only 2 occasions. The last time he beat him was back in 2024 during the WTT finals in Fukuoka. It was 3-1 to him. So there's still some work to do for Harimoto if he's got to get his team off to a good start here.
Yes, absolutely. And looking at the stats, there's going to be certainly much more pressure on Harimoto. And looking at the team championship and semi-final there, it's going to be further more pressure. And in the last game, what we saw, Liang Jingkun won a pressure match against Iran after Pudong losing on to Benjamin Farazi was commendable, and certainly it's a great start. Good amount of confidence has shown by Wang Hao on Liang Jingkun. First serve, let's serve.
Maybe just a sign for all of us to take a breath. One more leg.
Again a leg.
Take another breath, Sachin.
crisp, tight, and that beautiful soft flick. The signature roll by Tomokazu Harimoto. Building up to the confidence for Japan there.
Yes, once again, and as always, I just spotted Senior Harimoto sitting there in the VIP stand. He's ever present, watches them from close quarters. Well, he won't connect this time. What do you make of the change that China have made today? Because if you look at it, then they have shuffled their lineup around. Wang Chuqin was slated to play the third one against Iran. They've brought him up. Literally Lynch Indang is come out. Meanwhile, Harimoto with that powerful flick of sorts with the forehand.
Yes, talking about your thing that they have not moved up Wang Chuqin. It was strategically placed there to put a lot more experience onto Liang Jinquan and Shidong. And certainly, and that's the reason you see that there is a shuffle here. And looking at the past scores there, certainly Liang Jinquan is destined to play with Tomokazu Harimoto. Now, of course, there's a change in the lineup there, because if something goes wrong, a lot more bet will be on Wang Chuqin there. Fireworks there. You would expect this kind of a game right throughout this entire contest there. The semi-final there. Liang Jinquan with a fiery backhand there, absolutely leaving no room for Tomokazu Harimoto to move at all.
Now think about this, yeah. Last year, Japan had crashed out in the quarterfinals of the Asian Team Championship. That trademark celebration once again, and then soon after, almost to indicate just calm down everyone. But here's the lineup from the quarterfinal, and Japan had actually crashed out in the quarterfinal against Republic of Korea. China went on to win it ultimately in the final by beating Chinese Taipei. Hong Kong had also crashed out in the quarterfinal last year, and this time they are in the final. So it's great to see different people getting into the finals, and let's see if Japan also try to create that change here as well. It's of course a big challenge, but if it's a challenge, Harimoto is up for it.
Absolutely, Harimoto came with that turnaround with that heavy duty core in the middle. He knows that. Liang Jinquan was absolutely ready on the back end. Big disappointment here by Harimoto. Missing onto that block here. I can feel the heat putting in the box here. I don't know how much heat would be there in the ground.
We can turn the air conditioning on, Sachin, just reminding you.
Long rally there. Long. We had not taken, let me tell you, audience have not taken breath on this particular. Last count rally was
12 shots, and they were lightning quick. Lightning quick. That's what you get when you've got players of this caliber.
Lighted backhand. Tomokazu Harimoto. A change of spin, a change of mindset. Winning that point, 2 back-to-back. Now,
It is on these occasions that I really wish that I understood all languages in the world, so that I would at least know what they are telling each other there. He's now moved ahead. You can feel the energy. He takes that round across, looks towards his teammate, and that's Harimoto's corner. When he's in that corner, when he's still and he's dictating terms, he knows what he's doing.
okay, one more in a row. Liang Jinquan wanted to keep him very tight and short. missing onto that length, and now Harimoto leading by 2 points. Definitely he would want to take at least 1 point. Look at this, a roar, a celebration there in Japan's corner.
Yes, it's game point. Liang Jingkun to serve. That's a good comeback, a very good comeback, and just the way that he pushed that one out made Harimoto stretch. Sachin, it really impressed you.
Yes, what impressed me is that the reading both the players have of each other. The way Harimoto read the service was so amazing. But yes, Liang Jingkun was ready with that heavy duty down the line.
Meanwhile, he's still serving, and yeah, couldn't quite execute that backhand, but still on game point.
Okay.
A timeout so early. Oh my word! This is the earliest timeout. I have not seen a timeout in the first game ever, right through this Asian Table Tennis Team Championship.
Yes, I guess it is required to put a lot more pressure because they are experienced players. Even though they have just played with each other for 9 times, and Liang Jingkun had won 7 times, but they're all most experienced players. And right now, in this semi-final, a lot depends upon Harimoto's victory.
Why would you take a timeout right now? Because this could well possibly go into even a longer contest, and you would want to save that. What if it goes into the 4th or 5th game?
It's to put China a lot more under pressure if Tomokazu gets this game. Certainly it would be a pressure situation for him, and a lot more confidence for Harimoto down there. And since it is Harimoto's serve, he would definitely want to capitalize on to the momentum that he has, at least from the lead point of view. Can he take this point?
And he's serving, so that makes that timeout all the more intriguing, shall I use that word. Hits that out. It's going to be a deuce. Yes, this is very early in the semi-finals, but oh my word, we've seen some quality already.
The game has just begun right now. A lot more show is there to be put up for Indian audience here and across the world. This time, quite a power backhand into the body.
But he did apologize immediately, so I think he was aided by the net. We just said this is just the beginning, and as we like to say in India, this is only the trailer. The movie is yet to come. This is the trailer.
A change in the position brought in by Harimoto here. Oh yes, he got it. The first game, the strategy worked. He changed the position. Quite a lesson for the audience here, all the upcoming players who are watching this. All this while, he has been serving on the backhand side of it, brought in a last minute change onto the forehand. And look at this, 12-10, first game.
Wang Hao looking a little bit more stern now. Generally, he's not very animated. Harimoto has got him thinking.
Yes, absolutely. You would require all the leftover grey cells you have. So much of experience under the belt of senior coaches, but I would always look at the Kupa stats here for all the shots and winners that Harimoto has played. Lot more backhand onto the deep backhand he has played. Very few in the center, but still the strategy works. He knows that Liang Jingkun has a good forehand as well, so he wants to put lot more pressure there. And certainly the pressure is there among the audience as well, even though they are watching finest of the finest, best of the best. Goosebumps are there.
You spoke about Wang Hao and how decorated he is, so Just to tell all our viewers, two-time gold medalist in the team events, two-time silver medalist individually. In fact, three times silver medalist individually, 2004, 8 and 2012. This is about the Olympics. Multiple gold medals at the World Championships, the World Cup, Asian Championship. That list of medals doesn't end. But you can't go out there and play. You can only advise as a coach. And that advice may have just worked a little bit now to get that first point.
Looks like that Harimoto was talking to the coach that really sorry, ball was much lower as I anticipated. That was a beautiful stop block. Liang Jinkun getting hold on to the first 2 points. This match is no less than a bout between the heavyweight in boxing.
Immediately gets his first point in this game. And just if you look at how much table tennis also has evolved, look at the physiques of the players. When you look at Harimoto, you can see that it's a proper athlete. Spends his time in the gym. Look at some of the Chinese players, yes, comparatively a little bit stockier, but they are also full of muscle and that flexibility. So different styles, but the fitness of all the teams, especially these two right on top.
Strategy worked for him. He's troubling Liang Jinkun with that variation that he's bringing from the forehand. Again, getting back onto that corner. No, this time again, he's going to repeat, put a lot more pressure on him. Bit more. Again, it worked. Tomokazu Harimoto with that roll, closing the lead. 3-all.
Harimoto facing now as Liang is going to serve. Look at that energy. You could hear the grunt as he played those forehands, and ultimately it was the backhand that turned out to be a winner for Harimoto. Moves into the lead now at 4-3. You really have to watch these two play. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can learn so much. Look at the pace, look at that rally. We've lost count, have we? And ultimately it's Harimoto who hits the net. A relatively muted celebration, but that's also gotten Wang Hao off his seat to clap. And change in the serving tactic perhaps?
Yes, absolutely. That is the place he's building up some surprise for him, and this time
a lobby game.
Harimoto with that beautiful lob. My goodness, so much lesson here.
But this time he's not able to get it across the net. It lands on his side of the table. When everyone looks at those lobs, they think it's easy. Trust me, it's not. It's never easy. Oh, took the net and landed on his own side there, Harimoto. Liang now moves into the lead. It's a slender lead by 1 point at 6-5. Liang seems to have very good temperament. Just the air, but all that sound, all that noise that you hear is from the Chinese bench. They seem to celebrate harder than Liang, who's actually out there.
Liang right now in a monk state there. Monk warrior, I would say.
Now his celebration was a lot better because this has taken him, or rather given him, 3 points lead, and that last rally was 10 shots long. A credit to all our super statisticians down there because it's not easy to count the number of shots when the rallies are so fast.
That was a quite a flick there. He was in the air, pounced onto that ball, just like a hungry tiger. Got that point. And yes, we are talking about it. Certainly, these are very high-end cameras there, catching on to such a high and speedy rallies there. A soft lock. Drop in by Harimoto. Time out by Liang Jingkun. What is happening, guys? Look at this. So much of pressure here.
It's a timeout by China now. Generally very calm there, Wang Hao. I wonder why they've gone for this timeout in this second game itself. But we also remember that in the first game it was Japan who went for the timeout. So this is possibly the earliest time that we've had 2 timeouts. Both the timeouts done. And if this goes into the 5th game, then who knows?
Just the game. I'm just wondering from where they get this kind of energy. The intensity of the stroke, emotions, everything is so high.
Wang Hao, I wonder why he's got 2 water bottles in his hand as he's trying to explain there to Liang.
What is interesting to see is that all the members of no matter whether they are playing or not, all are except the coach, all are sitting in shots there. The Warriors on the border, and why not? It's semi-final there. They have to defend their title. They are the leaders, dictators there.
8 all now. Tomokazu Harimoto trying to take the second game as well, but this time he's hit it out right. The bigger celebration alright from the Chinese bench. Wang Hao remains seated while those around him go up. 88% backhand shot wins from Liang. That's quite a phenomenal percentage.
Liang jumps onto the ball. This is for the first time. He has shouted. He has got the ball. He has got the reach. He has got the power. 2 game points.
Yes, it was the importance of the point that really brought that emotion out of Liang. Now, he's going to get to serve as he endeavors to equalize. He's got to wait to equalize.
You got to wait. You got to wait here.
More people coming in today to watch this high voltage encounter. This is definitely the clash of the titans of Asia. Backhand shot wins. Harimoto at 60%. Slowing the pace and then making it quick.
Liang Jingkun gave everything. So much of power there, so much of accuracy. Harimoto hitting in different positions. Last rally was 12 count.
Yes, it was 12 shots long. Again, a magnificent AI working to count that rally.
Again a flying shot. Very successful. Liang Jingkun is surprised.
But the crowd have really enjoyed that one, and they've come to see a player of the caliber of Liang Jingkun and of course Tomokazu Harimoto.
So much of look at the happiness on the audience face. They are watching best of the best.
Now, it's game point for Harimoto. Can he convert this? Goes the pace, goes for it, but no, it's going to be an equalizer yet again. 11-all.
Liang Jinping has just taken a breath. Oh, that was a lucky point he saved. Wow. I'm sure audience, dignitaries, everyone would be thinking, what a beautiful match they are watching here. Completely taken by surprise.
What a rally. 16 shots in total, and each of those 16 shots was signature for each of those players. But right now, it is Liang who has got the game point, and he is going to serve.
Backhand shots win. Harimoto only 60% right now, and Liang Jinping almost 80% there. Liang Jinping came heavy with that backhand, winning the second game here. Certainly equalizing the score here.
At 13-11, it was a hard-fought game, one apiece, and both the teams have used their timeouts for this match. Wang Hao now conferring with Liang. A few more tips. Meanwhile, Harimoto just trying to cool down a little bit. He's only got 2 people in his corner there, not the entire squad or the coaching staff.
What is lovely to see in this stadium is right now China combating with Japan, but audience is just supporting table tennis. They're seeing some really high quality rallies here, and of course they're just appreciating what they are watching.
Just having a look at the winners that Liang Jinping dished out in game number 2, all as you can see on the left side of the table here.
Yes, absolutely, and you can see it's right now on the middle of the table because he knows that what accuracy he has, placing a lot more balls in the second line of the table, putting pressure there, putting thrust. Getting the first point. Found a gap in the center.
The first point going Harimoto's way in this third game. Now remember, no timeouts. Generally we see those timeouts from the third game onwards. Generally, as a rule of thumb. Again, he was powerful, he was ready, and moves up 2-0.
We are just seeing only backhand game here, backhand dominated game, and you can see that that's why in modern table tennis you have to have a backhand which is almost like your forehand, because players put a lot more pressure onto the backhand.
That just goes off the top of the net and it goes out, which allows Liang to open his account. Yes, India may not have lived up to the hopes of their fans, but yes, people have turned up to watch this high voltage encounter. It's the clash of the titans, and I keep saying that Liang has now equalized. You know, you look away, watching for a moment, and you've missed 2-3 shots already.
Absolutely, the game is so lightning fast here.
Two apiece in the third game.
Liang Jinping dominated. He knows that the ball up is in the air. He has a chance. Absolutely not leaving any stone unturned there.
Oh, I just missed the top of the net. Maybe the idea was right because that was an open corner.
You could see the gap there, but looking at the positions of both the players, if it's very difficult that you can score in first 3 to 4 balls or first three to 4 rally there. Power backhand, cover play. 3-4.
Majorly, we have seen a lot of power being used by these two. But when it comes to subtleties, what do you think about Harimoto's game? Because on a couple of occasions only, he has reduced the pace and gone for those slices. So what would you make of that? Right there. Oh, but he's off target.
Obviously, so Harimoto does that. Harimoto does that change, bring that change to trying to break the rhythm of Liang Jin-kun. And couple of times he has been successful, specifically if you see whenever he does the service from the forehand, he reduces the speed. Oh, again, not getting success there. Almost dominating this rally by Harimoto, but somewhere this is the second time he wanted to place, and last count rally was 15.
15 shots in that rally, and it was so quick, so quick. I didn't know where to look, whether at my monitor or just out of my window and down there for live action. Let me do that for a minute. Yes, it's Pacey again. Wow. I was looking from my window and just following the ball, and you could just sense that Harimoto there had the better of Liang Jin-kun. 14 shots in that rally.
It's such a rivalry in open there. Harimoto with that tight slap onto the table. Oh, bit of a tough luck. Liang Jin-kun looked at his team members. Even if I wanted, I couldn't do anything. Ball was so close to the net. Three jumps by Harimoto. Certainly not very happy, completely disappointed. He's trying to put a lot more pressure on Liang Jin-kun by displacing him. But every time he's missing out onto that point. Certainly some bit of homework that he would take away from this match.
When we look at this match, it's just simply phenomenal, the level of table tennis. You just don't know when the pace changes, but now Harimoto has hit that right. And yeah, it's incredible that the fans are getting to watch this match here at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. The Odisha government creating this wonderful facility. Not just this indoor stadium, but around it as well. There is an athletics track, the hockey stadium, the badminton courts, the swimming pool stadium as well. That was a power forehand, and that ultimately is deflected off Liang Jin-kun's racket and gone out. Backhand shot winners. Liang Jin-kun 75%, Harimoto is on 83%. That's another Stupa statistic for you.
Certainly a lot has been covered by Harimoto here. Oh, with that beautiful stroke, with that short hand toss pin right there in the center. Liang Jin-kun wanted to deceive him there. Beautiful game. It's 7-8. Both the players have taken the timeout, and Harimoto has got the magic position again. Yes, he got it. Though it was a let. Certainly, he was lucky there. But that's the position which is working for him.
And he immediately said sorry. Immediately the hand went up and he said sorry. It was loud and audible for everyone. 8 apiece in the third game. It's 1 apiece otherwise. Once again, the net favoring Harimoto.
I guess the luck seems to be in Harimoto's favor. It's 9-8. And backhand shot wins. Equalizing, almost equal score. Harimoto marginally up by 3%.
Look at that rally.
Wow! This time Harimoto is successful in placing that foreign ball. Well received by Liang Jingkun. But look at this. Audience is in awe.
Well, how does artificial intelligence track natural brilliance? Here's an example for you, because the Stupa AI has told us that it is a rally which was 16 shots long. It is the longest rally in this match. All these statistics that you see, it is via artificial intelligence. A wonderful creation of Stupa, of course. Well, he's got game point, but Liang just inching with 9 points. Now serving for the game. But Liang Jingkun says, hang on, let's head for another deuce, just like the second game. It's a deuce.
Pin drop silence in stadium. 1-all, 10-all. Harimoto again. This time he got onto the nerves of Liang Jingkun with that backhand. He's getting into the rhythm at the right moment. Yes, he has been lucky with a couple of points here, but he doesn't want to lose on to that lucky points here. He got here.
Now, it's for the match, sorry, the game, but then Liang equalizes yet again, not letting Harimoto just run in towards the lead. At 11-all, it's going to be Liang to serve.
Yes, happiness in the corner. Slightly late roar though by Harimoto. He took a deep breath. Liang Jingkun still with the monk warrior face.
This is the third time though that he's taken the advantage in the deuce. In fact, this...
Every time.
Oh, a yellow card.
Okay. Now,
What was that for?
I guess he has taken a little more time. Possibly that's the reason.
Okay, now we've got to see whether he can finish. Yes, he does! And that is the game. Harimoto goes 2-1 up in this first match. Do not take your eye off this gripping encounter between Japan and China in the semi-final.
Don't go anywhere. Lot more action is coming up. Still the action is not over in this first match, but it's China versus Japan, clash of titans, clash of egos.
A lot has happened in those 3 games, both the timeouts done. The first timeout taken by Harimoto in the first game, one that he went on to win. Later, Liang Jingkun managed to win after a deuce in the second game. It was also during that game that Wang Hao and he decided to take a timeout. Wang Hao now just briefing Liang as he is now trailing 2-1. To add to all that, Harimoto has also been given a yellow card for taking a little bit more time. It came during the dying stages of that third game. And the umpire says and makes it clear that okay, the time is up, get ready.
Absolutely. You have best of the best players on the ground, so you have to have a best of the best umpires who are going to be watching every move. This time Liang Jingkun displays him onto the forehand. It's 1-all. A bit of a change in strategy brought in by Liang Jinkan as well.
Yes, a change in strategy.
Liang Jinkan again wanted to displace him onto the forehand. Was not in position to play that stroke. Gave away the point. 2-1. Harimoto. What the number of variations that Harimoto is absolutely bringing to each and every rally. Something to be watched out for very, very closely. He's sometimes softening the ball, sometimes hardening it.
This time Harimoto just hits the net. He has taken a 2-point lead. On Liang just shoots back. Remember, Harimoto is leading 2-1. He wins this game, he gets Japan off to a victorious start here against China. That energy keeps him going. He's moved to 4-2. A towel break. I'm guessing the players will be setting a lot more. There's a place in the final at stake. This is an intense encounter. In any match where there's pressure, obviously, physiologically, it takes more out of you.
Oh, this time the ball just went onto the body. Harimoto was not ready. He was not in position, not in control of the ball. I think this is the only ball which he has not been in control of. Lost the rhythm, 2 points, back to back, it's 4-all.
4-all, and there was a time when Harimoto was leading by 2 points. Now it's all level here.
Our backhand. The Chole boy leading by 1 point, 5-4.
What does Chole mean exactly? I'm sure it's not what means here in India, right? What it means in India. When he streaks yet again, moves up to 6-4. He's looking more and more formidable. Oh, that backhand, which is generally a winner for him. This time, can't get it across the line. Well, in Chinese, as I've been told, Chole means once more. Well, in India, it's famous as chickpeas, of course. We like a good recipe of Chole here in India.
That's quite a strawberry by Harimoto. It was a beautiful. I think today, if I were to see the number of variation that Harimoto has brought in with such a high level of frequency and intensity is not a joke at all.
It's 6-all. Sometimes you can just say that table tennis not only, in fact every time, it not only tests you physically but also it tests your intelligence.
Both the players have taken the time out to put a lot more pressure on each other. Now they can't go back. It's 6-7. No forehand mistake this time. Missing shot onto the deep forehand block Liang Jinkan had done.
And that's a 4-point consecutive run for Liang. He was down 6-4. Now he's up 8-6. Look at that backhand. Again, that backhand. And that backhand wins it for him, Sachin. You've got to analyze that backhand because it truly is a winner for him.
Absolutely. Whenever he is getting on to a long rally, and that too, like last rally was 18 count, whenever it has happened more than 10 rally, look like it always go in the favor of Harimoto. That's his little diet. The more you do rally with him, the more energy he gets. It's just like a video game going on with such a lightning speed. It 8-all there.
Sometimes it almost looks as if Harimoto is a machine on his own.
This time, Liang Jinkan hit the tripping backhand, but a good block done by Harimoto.
%89%. That's the percentage of backhand shot wins for Harimoto. It's 9-all, 9-all. Now, for the third consecutive game, are we going to head into a deal?
That's what I was saying. Young kid on my WhatsApp. They are saying, what do I learn? What do I watch from this match? Should I learn tactics? Should I learn fitness? Should I learn placement? Should I learn speed? What? There's so much to learn. Obviously.
Learn everything. Learn everything. Because that's what makes champions. And he's got game point now. Liang. It's almost as if Harimoto takes 2 steps forward and Liang takes 3.
Harimoto gave away that point. And now it is 2-all. The match is going towards decider.
Yes, this has been quite an intense match. Just when you think that Harimoto is dominating, you've got Liam fighting back. Wang Hao. Now this is a little bit more animated than usual, but he would definitely give him those golden words of advice. Looking at this graphic that we have for you, another Stupa graphic here, courtesy some AI as well. The serves by Liang Jingkun in this particular game, that was game number 4.
Absolutely. So the whole strategy for Liang Jingkun, I can tell the audience, is that he's trying to keep a lot more balls in the center of the table, which is the middle side, and keeping the suspense. He is leaving some of the room for shorter and longer serve, so that he can confuse Harimoto which way the next serve would come. So much of brilliance here, so much of tactics, so much of power. Now, Warriors are getting ready for decider. I can see in the VVIP box, people, dignitaries are taking the selfie of these 2 warriors there. What a moment to watch out for. What a beautiful. Liang Jingkun to serve. Harimoto to receive. Gave away that point. Gifted. Testing the height again.
Backhand of Harimoto is the winner yet again. I can keep marveling at that backhand because there is solidity, there is flair, and there is that power there as well.
Plays it all onto the floor and missed out. Bit of a cheer up by the audience, and I can see one more point.
From a Japanese perspective, perhaps they are the ones who would be really hoping that this match goes their way, because Harimoto is their torchbearer.
At this point, he literally snatched the point from the hands of Liang Jingkun. You can see what you can't see on the camera right now. I would love to define this moment for India. Just behind Harimoto in the stands, Chinese coach and Harimoto's father, both are almost sitting together with one cheer difference, cheering and pumping each other. They are not just cheering the warrior, they are cheering the country. His father is saying something, shouting from there. Liang Jingkun is down by 2 points. Harimoto to serve.
Oh well, this one it could be under edge and onto his own side.
Since the start of this rally, Harimoto was not in position. For a second, we thought that he has got the control, but he lost it again.
Oh, this is truly amazing. You know, it is It is one of the most engaging contests that you have seen here in Bhubaneswar. The table tennis fraternity has truly been blessed that the semi-final is producing such a high-octane encounter.
With that lethal backhand, in follow-up to that forehand shot, Harimoto losing on to that 3 points in a row. Liang Jingkun, the quiet warrior there.
Yeah, he was actually up 4-2 and then he lost 3 in a row. That's what, as I said earlier during the previous game, Harimoto gets 2 steps forward, Liang comes 3 steps. Onto the net, a change of pace in the serve, and Harimoto was leaning forward with the forehand, trying to get it across the net. Now it's 4 points in a row for Liang.
Liang Jingkun is absolutely on top of the game. But Harimoto taking away the point. Liang Jingkun serves. Suddenly the patterns have changed.
The backhand shot win percentage, Liang Jingkun 83% and Harimoto at 75. This is a contest between 2 backhands. And this time, it's the backhand of Harimoto that has helped him earn that point and equalize at 6-all. No timeouts remaining. The players are out there on their own. They've got to do their own thinking. They've got to do their own planning. And now the backhand shot wins have changed. Harimoto is now up to 80%.
Harimoto. It was such a close winner there. Liang Jingkun, for a moment, the ball touched the net, but Harimoto well covered the ground there.
And the backhand shot win percentage now Harimoto level with Liang, 83%, both of them.
Bit of a change brought in the topspin by Harimoto. If you see, he just waited for the ball and did a short spin there. Liang Jingkun lost the rhythm onto that ball.
We often say that if he takes 2 steps forward, Liang takes 3. Now is he going to come back? Will he get that point? That is the first step.
Harimoto wanted to slow down to that ball, but well returned by Liang Jingkun. Quite a footwork.
Another point, and that's an equalizer. Again now. As Harimoto went 2 points forward, Liang has equalized. Is he going to take one more to make that 3 steps forward? Because this is a pattern that we've seen right through this encounter. No, it's going to be Harimoto who's going to get that point. Again, another fast and pacey rally. Backhand shot wins. Now Liang has dropped down to 75%. Harimoto is up at 88.
Backhand shot spins as Tupa score. Harimoto 88%, leading by a few more percentages there. And with this backhand, Harimoto has got 2 match points.
Yes, a match point, and to get Japan rolling here with a win. Harimoto Tomokazu up at 89% in terms of backhand shot wins. Now, Harimoto has got the chance, or does Liang have it in him to take it towards another deuce? Harimoto serves. That takes the top of the net. Liang alive, only 1 point behind.
A bit of a change brought in by Harimoto. Gets the match for his nation. It was a total work. The signature move by Harimoto. What a change, sudden change brought in by him. Reverse pendulum, cut service. Absolutely taken a surprise.
This has been an exhibition of great table tennis. The world number 4, Harimoto Tomokazu, has truly set the tone for Japan in this semi-final against China. Having a look at the graphic map, here it is, the kind of winners that he delivered. It went into the fifth game. 52% were around the half length, 46% were long, only a couple of them were short. But as you would expect from Harimoto, the backhands were right on the money. Looking at the match rallies, you can see the 25 points won on short rallies there by Liang Jingkun versus 20 by Harimoto. On medium rallies, it's 12-9, and the longer rallies, now that's where possibly it made the difference. It's 10-7. These stats brought to you by Stupa Sports Analytics. And yeah, we have been truly treated to a magnificent.
Read more about table tennis on my blog, pingsunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video. Read more about table tennis on my blog, pingsunday.com. Get free ebook and coaching advices. See you in the next video.